All right, so welcome to Intuition to Income 2026. This is Abby Gooch, and I am especially excited this afternoon to introduce you to somebody who I consider a deep soul friend. So, this man is so incredible. He's somebody that you just feel from your heart from like miles away because he's truly living his mission, truly living his passion, and it's all heart and soul. He happens to be very successful financially, but that's not where it started. It started with him really choosing love. And I'm going to let you share your story, June, but I had no idea the depth of it until one day you shared it at the group. So, June is the founder of SD Group. It's over 700 members here in Encinitas area, so San Diego, California. And it's growing. I know that actually, when you did a session with me, we saw it all over. So it's going to be international. If it's not already, it's going to be global.
Yeah,
So
right?
it is definitely happening. And the connections that I have made through his group have been lifelong friends, clients, more
Mhm.
people that I could trust, than anybody really. So they are my family. So, June, you are part of my family, as you know. And I wanted
Uh,
to bring you online to my international community. So, even if you aren't in this local community, can you feel June's heart and just open up to his love because it'll change your life? So, welcome, June.
oh, thank you. Wow, I'm honored that introduction. Wow, I need you to be my hype person at Fridays.
Your muse.
Yeah, why not? I mean, you can do the introductions every time.
Whatever you need, my friend.
No, I'm happy to be here. It's yeah, definitely an honor. I've seen, we've known each other for, is it 2 years now?
A year and a half. It feels like a lot longer, but I think it's
Right.
been like a
Yeah.
year and a half.
Yeah. But right away, again, you've always been heart first. We've hit it off in the beginning. We've met together, and I love what you do for the community as well.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. So, would you be willing to share, really what got you started on this path when you first started to feel your intuition, and then also, rewind to the beginning of your life where you really, like I said, chose love no matter what was happening around you because you cared so deeply. And that's really what stands out to me about who you are.
Yeah, it's yeah, I mean, if I go back to kind of all the way back, it's really my childhood. I had a very abusive childhood. It was kind of torn away. I was born in El Paso, Texas, kind of torn away, moved to Arizona. So it's been a process of really having pretty traumatic things happen to me over my time, as a child. And honestly, not having an outlet, not having somebody to look up to, not having someone to protect me. So it became something where I always tell the story where, I'm 51 now, being raised in Southern Arizona, there weren't any other Asians. So being Asian, speaking Spanish, yeah, I got picked on. It was just kind of a thing, and I don't blame the people that, there weren't any Asians, so it's just something that they weren't very familiar with. So, kids will be kids, and I got picked on. But I do distinctly remember that one day, I've always been into martial arts. I've always kind of known how to fight, but I've always been heart first, and I defended myself. And so what ended up happening is people in the school found out about this. So then other people that were being picked on, they came and got me to protect them.
Hmm.
And so then I became everyone's protector. So at a pretty young age, it was kind of put, into my system where it's like I have a power where I can help people.
Mhm.
And I may not have someone to protect myself, but if I can protect other people, in the end, it kind of protects me. So kind of from a young age, it's always kind of been heart first. You know, I've always been pretty empathetic and it's something where I really had to kind of develop my confidence in myself, my intuition to really be able to navigate how difficult life was. But I did it through other people.
Yeah, yeah. I remember when you shared your story about something that happened with your dad and your response to him. I don't remember what your words were, but it was something about like you choosing love or you caring about him. I just remember that. Like,
Yes.
what was that part? I don't remember the exact words, but obviously it stuck on my heart because I'm like, of course, that's what June
Sure.
would say?
Well, it's a thing. Thing is, it's like a lot of times that people that are aggressive or they're violent or they become bullies. It's because it's what they're going through, and a lot of times they lash out. So it's really for me is to really be cognizant of where other people are coming from. So I know people struggle. I have, four coffees a day with different individuals that you would think would be the happiest people in the world, but everyone struggles in their own way. And so really for me, I always tell everyone, honestly, just no matter how bad somebody's, the day that they're having or how they treat you, kind of think about where they're coming from. It doesn't necessarily give them the right to treat you poorly. I'm not saying accept it, but at least have some empathy to understand that, well, maybe that's not them. It's the situation. My father, he was never given the tools. Being able to see a counselor, that wasn't a possibility. He came from a third world country. He fought in the Vietnam War. He was an immigrant here, so he only had $150 in his pocket, didn't speak the language. He had to make something of himself.
Yeah.
So he didn't know how to handle it. My mother took off. So he was a single dad, not knowing how to navigate life. He thought at that time, if he got rid of me, life would be easy. Luckily, I smiled and, he didn't, complete the task. But again, I don't have any hatred for him. I feel for him. He was just never given the tools to really handle kind of the situation he was in.
But that's what you did. You smiled at him. That's what it was.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
I mean, can I share a little bit what I think I know and I remember correctly?
Sure.
Like, I think he
Yeah.
threatened to take your life, didn't he? And you smiled at him?
Yeah. He was pretty distraught because my mother had left. He wasn't making the money he thought he was going to be making, didn't speak the language, was having a difficult time. So he only had enough money to get a revolver from a pawn store. And so this is in Texas, so it's pretty easy to get a gun. He got a gun, took me to the park. His intention was to end my life, and this is me as an infant. And he told me the story that the only reason why he didn't pull the trigger is because I smiled at him. So, honestly, that's something that has really, and I stress this with other people, a smile can do a lot, and it really did. It saved my life.
Right. I mean, to me, that's like Christ consciousness. I'm not religious, I'm spiritual, but it's that unconditional love, right? It's that, actually, I think you know a little bit about my nonprofit, June, but One Heart Global, where I go to orphanages and I teach kids and we give them money. And the whole mission is to love those that have hurt us and to be the change, to be the light where it's burned out before. And so when you can look somebody in the eye that wants to kill you and smile, like that's a level
Yeah.
of love that most people don't ever experience. And so I think that's where we've always connected. But I just want to kind of share this story with everybody that whatever you're going through, if you could meet it with a smile and you could meet it with your heart, you could have
Right.
something amazing, And so, Jude has created this networking group, for hundreds of people. It'll be thousands soon. And that is the power of love. And that is the power of following your intuition, right? So when you're choosing love, you're choosing your intuition, and that's love for yourself, it's love for everybody, and it's the highest road, right? So that's my mission on the planet. So I think that's why we collaborate so much, June, is like we have a
Right.
shared mission, right, of just being that. So if you guys are interested in the nonprofit, you can go to oneheartglobal.co just to learn about that. But yeah, I don't know if you want to add anything else, but that's just really, I think I realize as we're talking, not only are you a June,
Yeah.
but why I wanted you on the show.
Yeah, no, I absolutely. And I think, a lot of times we get caught up, we're in our own, and everybody has their difficulties. We have work, we have responsibilities, we have, issues in relationships with our family.
Right.
And we get so caught up, we forget to smile and
Yeah.
we forget to really like
Yeah.
dig into your heart.
Yes.
Because honestly, we protect ourselves. That's kind of our human nature of how we protect ourselves is to, all right, block everything else out, head down, and just work.
Yeah.
What tends to happen though is then you start to really kind of bury your heart. And so,
Yeah.
honestly, I've seen it time and time again. Just a smile can change someone's life. A smile can change a random stranger if you smile at them. I mean, it does change a lot. The energy and the energy exchange from that is it's beautiful, and we've seen it. And now we're actually close to 1,000 members, but. Again, it's people that feel supported. People feel
Yeah.
loved. They come on a Friday and you see people just smiling, and it
Um,
really is. I mean, it's amazing. I love Fridays.
yeah. Yeah, I do too. They're fun. Feel good Fridays. Um,
Yes.
so from an infant all the way to now, how have you been following your intuition to serve and to grow your income?
It's one of those things I've always been told, June, you're so lucky. You're just so lucky. Like things happen. Even like if I in Vegas, I make a bet or I bet with someone and I do something. I'm like, it just has always happened. What I've discovered that it's not luck. It's the energy.
Yeah.
It's where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
It's your intuition.
Yeah.
And so intuition is huge and we all have it. Some
Yeah.
people you kind of same thing. You go through life so you bury it, you ignore it.
Yeah.
But I think everyone's been in a situation where you're like, "Oh, I should have went right instead of left. Why
Yeah.
didn't I just listen? I knew it. I should have went right." And
Yeah.
we bury it because we're supposed to be put in a box from a young age. You raise your hand to answer a question, and then you're put in a box. You don't want to raise your hand because you don't want to be, made to felt stupid. So you get put more in a box.
Right.
And I think and of course I have ADHD, so I was always told, hey, just sit down, sit still, sit still. But no, it's something we have a superpower. When you have that energy and you listen to it, amazing things happen. And it has to be something where it may not always turn out right though, but it's right for you if
Yeah.
you follow your intuition.
Yep.
And
100%.
so
Yeah.
just take a chance on yourself. And if you believe in yourself, and I always tell people typically the first person you see when you wake up, you look in the mirror, it's yourself. When you go to bed, you brush your teeth, typically yourself. Trust yourself. Trust your intuition. Believe in yourself.
I love that. And step on the box, man. I don't like boxes. I step on those boxes.
Right? Yeah. Oh, I draw outside the line in every box.
No
It's
way.
always been, yeah.
I'll leave my scholarship. I'll start a company. It's just not fun to be in a box. So realize that if you do feel like you're in a box, you can step on it.
Yes. Yeah. It's so much more fun. I mean, and that's the thing. I've had successful businesses, companies, I've had failures.
Mhm.
But it's again, I follow my intuition and I'd rather not have that regret like, oh, why didn't I just listen to myself? Just because
Yeah.
there's been time and time again where I'm like, I knew that. Why didn't I listen to myself? So honestly, I just take chances. I believe in myself and, luckily most of it have come through.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Why do you think sometimes people don't listen to their intuition? What do you think blocks them from doing that?
Society. It's the way we're raised. We're supposed to follow in line.
Mm.
I think in school, everything, your career path. I was supposed to be a doctor. My father's Korean. I'm
Okay.
supposed to be a doctor. My brother's supposed to be an attorney. My other brother's supposed to be an engineer. Typical Korean, you follow these rules. You work 9 to 5. You get a retirement. That's what you do. But what I've seen is my father, several businesses, never happy. I can't even remember a day growing up when he had all these businesses, all these accolades. He was never truly happy.
Yeah.
And society has told him and everyone else that if you do this, you put in the work, you're going to be happy. That's not true.
Mm.
And I think it's because we're so it's so ingrained in us to follow and be in this box that, it's not the way you should be. Follow your passion, step out of the box, take a chance, believe in yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. I love that. Wow. I'm trying to think what other question I can ask you. So, as you have followed your intuition, how have you seen you naturally serve more people?
I mean, one example, and it's a big example, is the group.
Yeah.
Group started with having 6 people.
Yeah.
Every week it kept doubling. We were at Lazy Acres, then moved to a bigger location at Market Space. And then the funny thing about Market Space and transitioning to Good Anya, Market Space, unfortunately, the owner messaged me and said, "Hey, this is going to be the last. We're going to do your meetup, and it was the end of the year, but then we're going to close."
Yeah.
And so, of course, it's a sad moment. But the reality is it was getting too small for us because we kept growing and we'd have, you know, 50 people in a place that could fit maybe 25 to 30
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
Everyone kept messaging, what are we going to do? Because they love Fridays. They love the group. And they're like, what are we going to do? Where are we going to find a place? I'm like, don't worry. It's going to happen. I just felt it. I knew, it's just going to happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Took my time off. New Year's happened. All of a sudden, Good Anya reached out and they're like, hey, we have this space. It's an
Nice.
outdoor space. We don't use it. Would you like to host there? And so I was like, sure. I say yes to everything.
Yeah.
I took a look at it right away. I felt it. I'm like, this is it. This is a special place.
Yeah.
And so right away, I told everyone, I put the announcement out, hey, first Friday
Yeah.
of 2025, we're going to have it here. And we had we had like 50 people show up. So it was even more than we had in Market Space. And then over time, it's grown to 130 to 150 people on Fridays. Now we're actually honestly outgrowing Goodanya, but I love helping support local businesses. And it's the next stage. It's honestly, it's just going to happen the way it's supposed to happen.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I love that you knew that there was a space, right? So that is intuition, right? There's a
Yeah.
knowing that something's going to happen. And so lean into that, have faith that it's there, the answer is there, the solution is there, the expansion is there. So I think that's
Yes.
really beautiful that you trusted that, right?
Yes. Yeah. And the thing too is it's honestly it's being active. So it's one thing where my intuition when before I started the group is, hey, I needed community. So, I kept looking for it. I went to BNI, I went to chamber events, I went to other social events, and I'm like, this doesn't resonate with me. So
Yeah.
that's the thing about intuition. Need to take action with it too once you feel
Yeah.
it. So
100%.
I knew I wanted community. I wanted people to really connect. I wanted people to connect on a personal level, not so much a business level.
Yeah.
Because I knew business was going to take care of itself. It just happened. And
Yeah.
so then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to create it. I created it myself. And as I created it, so you have to take action on your intuition. I
Mhm.
did, and it's turned into this amazing thing. And every step of the way, the answers have been there, but I also take action along with, all right, if I feel something, I'm like, all right, it's just going to happen, but I need to take a step to make it happen. And it typically does.
Yeah, no, I love that you mentioned action because it grounds it. It makes it real, right? So you can have these great ideas, but until you actually take the action, nothing happens, right? It's
Yes.
just
Well,
that.
another big example is we've had 82 businesses started from scratch from the group.
Yeah, that's cool.
All for, and I say it's the anti-networking networking group. It's personal first. Make friends. Get to know somebody. Because if you get to know somebody, get to know what they're, what they've been through, how, what they're looking for and what their why is, you typically want to support them. If someone just tells you, hey, this is what I do, this is my company, ABC Corp, eh, you know, okay, maybe you'll work with them. But if I get to know, hey, you went through this, you went through that, this is what you love doing. Now I want to support you, and it'll turn into something. And so when I do these coffees, I love hearing keywords. People will say, this is what I do. And I hear the tone of their voice. They're kind of like, yeah, it pays the bills. But I'm like, hey, what do you really like doing? What's your passion? And they're like, and they're always hesitant. And I'm like, to be honest, speak it. If you
Yeah,
speak it, it'll happen.
yeah,
And so then all of a sudden they speak it. I'm like, oh, that's it. Because I see the glimmer in your
yeah.
eyes. I see you sit up, and I'm like, that's it. Let's make it happen. And I'm like, you spoke it. It's gonna happen now, and I'm gonna make sure it happens. And it's turned into 82 businesses. So
Well, yeah. The other thing you were mentioning about vibration, so energy is, a lot of the people at the group, like the quickest was 10 seconds. That happened last Friday. Like I literally met this woman in 10 seconds. It was like
huh?
instant soul connection. She was just like, bam, she came to the center for like 2 hours a couple days ago. Like it's just like that's how fast
No
connection can
way.
happen. Oh, for
I
sure.
love it.
And most every client, it's literally within like 30 seconds, 5 minutes. Like, dude, I know you. Like, I want to work with you. So it's the energy, right? It's the intuition.
Yes.
It's like, I know who you are because I feel who you are and I care at the deepest level. Like you said, starting
Yeah.
with personal, that then it grows to business, right? It's because people care, obviously, because,
Yes.
you know?
Well, and the thing too is that, and I feel, and again, thank you for what you do for the community. I think again, a lot of people they kind of suppress their intuition. But the thing is, the more you work on it, the better and the easier it becomes. And now, like you said, you walked in and you're like, oh, I need to be friends with you within 10 seconds. It's only because you've done the work and you have that natural ability, but that's what's amazing about you.
Oh, thank you. I'm just laughing because, like, to the point where, like, the editor of our local newspaper came up to me. He was like, "Will you write an article?" Remember when he was like,
That's
"Will you write
right.
an article?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not really like a newspaper writer, but okay."
Yeah.
So, like, it becomes funny to me, like, how strong it is. He's great. He's a great guy, but I just wouldn't normally do that. But he just asked me. I think he felt my connection to the community. I don't know. But it's just like that is how quickly that your income can manifest, your connections,
Yes.
all of that when you're listening to your intuition, right? So that's why we do this is so you can trust that, and it is trusting yourself. It's trusting that part of you that knows, taking action on it, and then watching the miracles unfold, like,
Oh yeah. Yeah, you're right. And it used to surprise me, but now it doesn't surprise me when I hear about people making connections and this happened and this happened. I've always said the right people will show up at the right time, but it's only if you kind of believe. If you believe in
yeah,
yourself, if you believe in your intuition and
yeah.
it'll start the right people. If you have a question and you speak it, you'd be surprised on a Friday, on any other
Yeah.
days when people meet up, they're
Yeah.
like, I had this really difficult thing I was trying to overcome, and then all of a sudden someone showed up to fix it.
Yeah.
And it's
Totally.
because you followed your intuition, and then
Yeah.
the more you do it though, the better, the easier it becomes.
Yeah, you're right. And also the community aspect, right? I think that just we're holding each other, and it's
Yes.
like, man, one day I think I started to count 11 hands on my back. Like I was going through something with some kind of transition and I didn't even say anything. Like I only told like a couple people.
Wow.
And like it was just people just kept coming and touching my back. And I was like, dude, this group like literally has my back. Is that
Yes. I
cool?
see that's the kind of stuff I love hearing because I know the power of it and
Uh,
I've seen it from the beginning since June of 2023. I've seen it just time and time again and it's yeah, it's pretty amazing the energy and you can always tell like you're in a room and you see someone that walks in and you feel a heaviness or
yeah.
you feel that lightness. You're like
Mhm.
energy is strong and then the more people that kind of
Yeah.
have that positive energy, it just you feel like you can do anything.
Yeah, totally. That's actually what I was going to mention is, how you show up at the group or any moment of your life is like what you're going to create. So like check your energy, tune into your intuition and like bring your best self, bring your energy forward in this positive way so you can attract those experiences. Absolutely.
Yes. Oh yeah, and be cognizant of it. I
Yeah.
mean, it some people are, having 130 people on a Friday, sometimes that could be overwhelming. If you wake up and you're like, today I don't really have the energy for it, then
Yeah.
that's your intuition.
Right. Yeah.
Fine. Stay home, relax. But if you need motivation, I always tell people come.
Mm.
You don't have to have a business, you don't have to have an idea of what problem you have or the question you have,
Yeah.
but just come. Things become a lot more clear just because now you're hearing other people and it becomes inspiring, it becomes supportive, and the
Mhm.
community aspect is huge.
Yeah, 100%. So, is there anything else you'd like to share with the audience about following their intuition? I don't know, just anything in general about like how they can trust themselves more to maybe make money doing what they love by following their intuition, right? Since the show is about
Yeah.
intuition and income, some advice around that I think would be helpful.
Yeah, I think what's huge is that we all have our own strengths and weaknesses.
Mhm.
Absolutely. Listen to your intuition. If you have a business idea and you want to go a certain way, but I think one of the biggest things that we tend to avoid is that we don't ask for help
Yeah.
and we don't seek advice. We don't seek a mentor to help you kind of get through to that next stage. Some people are really good with ideas, but they're not good with implementing it.
Yeah.
Or they have an idea every 30 minutes. It's a new idea, a new idea.
Yeah.
Well, that's when you need to make sure you have somebody. If you really feel that this idea, this business is something that can have traction, that this is your passion, then you got to find the people that are good with the operational side. So I think the biggest issue I've seen with a lot of entrepreneurs and businesses is that they try to do everything.
Mhm.
It's not your strength. Think about that energy. You're kind of spreading your energy too thin to things that you're not good at that you honestly don't like. And so now it's going to be an energy drain. So that creativity starts to go away and starts to dissipate. If
Yeah.
you find somebody that can take on that part of you that
Mhm.
again is your weakness, then think about your creativity. Everything that you're good at is going to really kind of expand.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. I love that. It's funny. Every time I try to delegate, I always find myself doing it myself. So there's people like me that's like, well, I think I'll do my own marketing because like I need to have my voice. So I don't know. So yes, I agree. And also it's like I think fully express yourself, right? Like if you have as much energy as I do,
Yeah,
you might do everything, except we have a chiropractor
sure.
and a massage
Well,
therapist. We have certain things that
yeah.
other people do, but yeah.
Right, exactly. Well, and then that's the thing. It's like I have a lot of energy as well, and I tend to try to do everything.
Yeah.
But time and time again, when I trust in the process, as long as I set up the systems
Yeah.
and I trust, then things turn out well, better than if I try to do it myself. So,
I
and again, it
love
gives me energy,
that.
and that's why I do multiple things.
Yeah, I love that. You trust. I love that you said that. Just let it go and you trust, and then the best
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, absolutely,
That's beautiful.
absolutely.
I love it. So, can you let everybody know what the website is for the group? And also, I guess just because I also have an international following, if they're listening somewhere else, is there a way they can like tune into you or maybe start a group wherever they're at? Whatever you want to share
Yeah.
about your contact information, please.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So if you go to www.thegroupcoastal.com, that's the website. The Instagram handles on there, the Facebook handles on there. Feel free to reach out. It's kind of it's not a well-kept secret, but that's my cell phone number. So if you want to text me, message me. I am behind on my text message, but I love people. I love hearing stories. As far as yourself, people out there watching. If you need help with your business, absolutely reach out. But also, what I would suggest to build a community, it starts with what you like to do.
Yeah.
I built the community because that's what I needed.
Mhm.
I built a men's group. I needed a men's group.
Yeah.
Same thing with you, with everyone that's watching, is that if you want community, start to build it one step at a time. Build a relationship with someone. Don't talk about business. Build a relationship. Ask. I highly recommend doing a coffee. You don't have to do it every day. Do
Yeah.
a coffee a week to start with
Yeah.
someone brand new, someone that you don't even know, and just ask them for coffee. Hear their story. Share your story. You'll be surprised at how much that'll continue to grow. Because the thing too is the impression that you're putting on that person, you're taking a little energy, they're taking a little energy, they're giving energy, you're giving energy. It's amazing what happens. And then they'll start to do with other people. Next thing you know, it's a community. So my biggest thing is have coffee with somebody.
Yeah. Get to know somebody. Get to the heart of the matter, as we say, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that's my podcast as well. If you want to listen, it's on YouTube and Spotify. Heart of the Matter podcast with June on. It's all that is for me, it's a coffee. It's having getting to know the person behind the business or just getting to know the person. And then everything else will just happen. Business will happen by itself.
Yeah.
On the personal side, if you put that energy in, you'll be surprised. You may find your future partner. You may find your future investor, whatever it is, but they've got to get to know you first.
Yeah, 100%, 100%. So I'm curious because I don't really know what you do outside of the group. So what can you share about like you following your intuition in the business world outside of the group and how maybe that's potentially, I would think, helped you make decisions
Yeah.
in your businesses? Because I think you have multiple businesses, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I have a spa in Del Mar. Again, it's heart based. I've got a handful. I've got five different things that I do. But one, consulting. Uh, Absolutely. Intuition plays a huge part. I
Yeah.
consult for Fortune 500 companies. I help them look for inefficiencies. I make their kind of processes efficient. And it's something where, a lot of it has to do with tech support, cybersecurity, whatever they need. But I utilize my intuition a lot. I have a lot of knowledge in business, but I definitely integrate a lot of my intuition in helping companies decide on what tactic to take, what systems they need,
Mhm.
because they're just kind of like there's no two people that are exactly alike. It's the same thing with businesses. Businesses could be in the same exact industry, but every business has a different soul.
Yeah.
And so you have to make sure that everything you implement for that business is customized for that business. And that's really what I do.
Wow, I just love what you said. Every business has a soul. So if you guys hear one thing, be like, what is the soul of my business? Or what is the soul of my career? Like, go there. I just love that question. What is the soul of my business? Because I feel mine and it is
Right?
deep, right? So when you're connected to the soul of your business and the soul of your career, you're going to be in tune with your purpose. So
Yeah.
let's all just, take some time, even after this interview, to just meditate on what that is. What is the soul of your business? Because there is definitely great, great heart and great love in that. That's your purpose,
Yes, absolutely.
you know? So cool. I love it. Well, is there anything else that you want to leave the audience with, share with us? Anything we can put in our back pocket to remember?
No, I mean, honestly, I think I've kind of said it all, but absolutely. I think I love everybody, but everyone should love everybody. Every individual has their own soul. Every business has its own soul. So get to know them.
Yeah.
Feel that soul, make sure it resonates with you. Believe in yourself and your intuition, and
Yeah.
amazing things can happen, but you really just have to believe in it. if you believe in it, love each other, trust each other,
Yeah.
yeah, great
You
things
know
will happen.
that little like engine that could when I was a kid is like, you think I can, I think I can. So it's like whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. So it's like just
Yeah,
believe that you can and
that's
you'll do
it.
it, you know?
Exactly. Yes. That's when you need to edit the little train going across.
So cool. So we believe in you. We know that your intuition will support you every step of the way. So absolutely follow June however you can, whether you're in the Encinitas, California area or want to start a group somewhere. As far as learning how to develop your intuition, you can go to lifeforceconnection.com, click on the services tab. You can join my club. I've been doing this close to 20 years now, train people all over the world on how to develop their intuition, to monetize their gifts and live lives they absolutely love. If you'd like to be certified, we also have that, so you can become a coach. And we also have a wellness center here in Cardiff. So if you want to get a chiropractic adjustment, a massage, some
Oh,
coaching,
yeah.
anything like that, come on over. And it's absolutely beautiful. It's ocean view, a gorgeous garden, which I definitely grew with love. I'm telling you, those plants felt my love. So it was pretty cool
All
once
right.
that happened. And a lot of water. But anyways, just we love you all. We appreciate you and look forward to connecting with you more. Take care, everyone.
Take care. Thanks so much.